Hi, family. Here we are today, sitting in our living room, and this is going to be about what me and my wife was talking about, and she had questions for me,
Yeah.
you know?
So tomorrow's your birthday,
Okay.
right? You talked before about getting old because we've been cleaning the house today, and we got to take a lot of breaks. I always got to take a lot of breaks, but uh, as we celebrate your birthday tomorrow, right? 67 years, and we talk a lot about your past, and how you didn't think you were gonna make it this far. And it's funny how you're wearing your T-shirt today, 1240 to 316. How I changed my legacy, which is your book. So talk a little bit about a memory, something that strikes you when you think about your past and where you came from, and not thinking that you were going to survive to the age of 21, and now you're here today, going to be 67 years old tomorrow.
Wow. That's like a deep question. It brings feelings, you know? Wow, to be where I'm at sitting today with you, you know, to where I used to be, slept in basements,
Mm-hmm.
roofs, asked for money in the street, you know? It is like coming from a dungeon to a palace,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and wow, you know, like I feel like it's nothing that I have accomplished. It's something that God blessed me with, you know, and it's rough, and you know, a lot of people that don't believe probably won't even believe the stories.
Right, right. Because and you talk a little bit about this in your book. There were a couple of times as you're telling your stories where you could actually see that God had His hand in it.
Absolutely.
Like when that guy shot at you,
Yes.
right? Talk a little bit about that.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Being stubborn, you know, it's like two bulls going at each other, you know, and God bless him wherever he's at. I have bumped into him one time, the last time I seen him, and he seemed that he's following the Lord, and so am I. But just to think, right, for you guys that know and girls that know about guns and the power in a gun and all that, he shot at me, so I don't know, maybe 5, 10 feet the most away from me with a shotgun and missed. I thought I was the man. I always say that. I always thought I got into so many stuff and didn't know how I get out of there. I thought I was the man, right? Until I realized, knowing God, that I was not the man.
And then you talk about, the time that you were arrested, and the pastor from the church offered to bail you out, right? Because he saw something in you.
Pastor Vega.
Yeah.
Wow. And you got to see him one time, right? I told you, it's funny, right? Because, I'm an open book, you know. I think my wife knows more about me than I know about myself. You know, sometimes I'll say something, she said, yeah, but that ain't the way it happened, didn't it? Oh, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, so being in the street, they always call me a funny drug dealer. Little Pentecostal church in my block. And I don't know, I couldn't find it in my heart that when they were open to sell drugs, it's that respect I had to have for that, you know? And he seen me. He knew what I did. And he knew when I stopped, when he opened up. And he lived right next to me, the building. He bought the building right next to the building I was living in. You know? You know? Always with respect. And we really didn't talk that much. And I got arrested. And I know this pastor went up to my father and told my father, I like your son, and I would like to help him. My kids got everything they need, things like that. And he says, I would like to bail him out. And my father said, thank you so much, right? But they're on their way to pick him up. When I got home, I didn't get scolded for getting arrested or nothing. My father scolded me for what had just happened. He said, you need to go next door and knock on Pastor Vega's door and tell him thank you. I was always stubborn. I always did things my way, And I went and knocked on the door, and I followed my father's rules, right? I said, thank you, and he was happy to see me. And I said, thank you. And then I told him, Pastor Vega, I believe in God, but I'm not ready. So, hopefully one day. And he respected me for that. Never seen that man again after I left at all. Over 20, 30 years, didn't see him. And one day, my wife and I was coming down Lexington Avenue, and we make a left on 112th Street. Never forget, between Lexington and 3rd. And I seen them, and I told my wife, that's the pastor I was telling you the story about. He was already a little old, And when I seen him, I said, Don Vega, ¿usted se recuerda de mí? Do you remember me, Pastor? And he said, yes, Victor. And I said, wow. And I hugged him. And, I was a little sentimental. That's showing off. I probably was a real sentimental. And I told him, I said, Pastor, I go to church today. I've changed my whole life. And his hug grew bigger than what the first hug he gave me, and said, I knew it. That was a touching moment.
That's a testimony right there, though, right?
He said, I knew it.
He stepped out in faith all those years ago, right? Because he saw it, he knew it, he was trusting God, right? And knowing that God was working all that time. Think about that testimony.
It's crazy. It's
right? And as you've grown, as your relationship with God has grown, as you've seen yourself change, it's just more and more every day, right? So that testimony right there, I think, is a hope, right, for the young men that you're trying to help, right?
Absolutely.
By going into the prisons and sharing your testimony, that's a hope, right? Knowing that God is working, and that even if you don't see it, that doesn't mean he's not working, and
absolutely,
that
and
they
I
won't
believe
turn their
that.
lives to God.
That's something I learned, right? You don't have to see him for him to be there and working with you.
Amen.
It's just on his time.
Amen.
There's some of us that need to go through what we go through. It's sad to say, but it's a reality. And in my words, I've always said, everybody's rock bottom is different.
Right.
And it touches me. It really does.
Yeah.
Because today I know who God is.
Amen.
And it's sad when I speak to young people and their answers respond to me in their own way, like they don't have a hope.
Right.
They don't have faith.
Right.
And I look at them and tell them, then you don't know me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying my rock bottom is yours. Reach out.
Amen.
Maybe you feel doors are closing. It's not that they're closing, it's that he's closing them. Because he needs you to be where he wants you to be. And it's touching. It's just touching, Plus I'm a sentimental fool, so, But, wow,
Yeah.
it's you're my witness that a lot of times we talk and I still don't believe how much I've changed.
Amen.
I'm sorry. And I say, God, and I've always said, right, God's been here for me before I saw him
Right,
or knew him,
right,
right?
right.
And what he have done for me, do I deserve it? Absolutely not. Never. It's the love he has for us.
Amen.
And that's what people need to know. The love that God gave to me. And
Your favorite verse,
oh
right?
yeah, 3:16.
John
He so loved the,
3:16.
he so much loved the world. He gave his only begotten son. And that's why he does what he does for us. Because if we go on the fact that we deserve it, we wouldn't have nothing.
Right.
You know, nothing. And I feel that with everything that's going on today, with all these, oh my God, protests, the fighting, the killing, the illnesses, if you do what you're supposed to do with love, we can win.
Amen.
Because that's how he wants us.
Amen.
You just gotta be willing to accept. Don't push him away.
Amen.
You know? So it's hard, you know. I'm not telling you everything's easy.
No.
There's one of the elders from La Hermosa where I got baptized. You know, a young couple that I had just barely knew went there to see us get baptized and everything. And when we came out the water, everybody clapping and happy and victory, you know. And she came up to me and she told me, don't ever think that because you got baptized, life is going to be joyful all the time, that things ain't going to happen to you. Don't ever believe that, because the devil's angry.
Amen.
He lost one of his disciples. You know, he said, but remember, just keep having faith, keep believing, and you're always going to be victorious,
Amen.
because God got you.
Amen. Amen.
You know, so
That's a great testimony. Thank you for sharing that today.
you're welcome, baby. You're welcome.
Happy birthday to you. I celebrate you. You're my favorite.
I better be the only one. But yeah, you know, and here we are, you know. It's been years that we said about coming to Florida. Not on our time, on his. And we're going to try to spread our wings here and bless the people that we could bless,
Amen.
like he blessed us. Because he does say, pass the blessing,
Amen.
right?
Mhm.
That's it, young lady.
That's it, sir.
Thank you so much. There's much more testimonies than that. 1240 to 316, How I Changed My Legacy. It's the name of the book. Is available on Amazon. If you want to hear some more sad stories that become victorious, get the book. God bless you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for following me. And you know, we always like feedback if you're willing to give it.
Wish him a happy birthday.
God bless you guys. Bye.